Street filled with dreams, planting seeds, yo, you know what it means. Volunteer vibes, energy unmatched, building our empire, every goal attached. Young ladies aspiring, greatness in their veins, breaking every barrier, shaking off the chains, service in their spirit, lifting up the name, YLAG legends.
Hi, I'm Milena.
I'm Maiya.
I'm Kennedy, and we're YLAG, working in the community, hoping to make a difference. And today we're here with...
I'm Nina, and I'm with Developing Butterflies.
Okay. And today we're going to be talking about careers and ambitions. And I know we're all here, juniors and seniors, and it's coming up on graduation, and we need to be looking to see what we want to do after we graduate. Do you guys know what you want to do?
I do. I just want to work with children, really, like child care, and I've always thought about doing that, though.
I want to be a fashion designer and an entrepreneur in the future.
I want to go to college and major in a 4-year business management program.
And recently I've decided that I want to do travel nursing, but I also want to major in, I'm going to college for maternity nursing.
Okay, that's nice.
So, what made you guys pursue this career or want to get into it?
I would say for me, I didn't until recently realize that I wanted to do business. Kind of like over the summers, like throughout high school, I've been like just going to like camps at different colleges. So like freshman year, I went to one for engineering. And then sophomore year, I went to one for business, but it was specifically for accounting, but also like I went to some other ones for like different areas of business. And I realized that like, for me personally, business is more something that aligns with like my values and like my personality. So that's when I knew that I wanted to major in business.
I knew I wanted to do nursing freshman year. I went to the school I went to get specifically into the nursing program. And we've been doing job shadowing at Soin. So it's been pretty interesting to see like the different areas and all that stuff. And I've worked at Premier and I've floated over there. And so at first I wanted to do surgical technician. Then I moved to pediatrics, and then I ended up with maternity after seeing like their area and like how they work with the moms and babies. And it seems like something that aligns with like my values.
And for me, it was my mom. Ever since I was little, she's been working in daycares, owning daycares, doing them from home, and just being around it and seeing how she was with the kids. And then as I got older, I worked with her with the kids, so it was fun, and I babysit all the time, and I just have a lot of fun with them because I'm like them. Like, I was young once I know what I want to do. Like, I was little. I'm still a kid at heart.
Yeah.
Like, I like all the stuff they like. I be watching documentary stuff. It's with them.
Yeah.
That's good. So like, is there any questions or like concerns or fears that you guys have like pertaining to your career for the future? Are you guys like, I know for me personally, sometimes I don't know if I have any like concerns specifically at this moment because I am a junior, but for me, it's just like finding that one thing that's specifically for me. I don't like, my fear would be like going to college and majoring something, and then like as soon as I'm done, I'm like, I really don't want to do this, and then I feel like I have to like restart. But also for me, like I feel like when I decide what specifically I'm going to major, I want to do something that's flexible, that I can like switch. Like if I want to work in a corporate office, or if I want to work like running a daycare or something. That's why I just kind of like want to, I'm scared that I might do something that I don't want to do. What about you guys?
Well, for me, I've always wanted to get into fashion. Like, I've always wanted to either be like a model or just own my own clothing brand. My plan was at first to go to fashion school, but I feel like you can always learn fashion any type of way. Like, you can learn how to sew, you can learn the different patterns, you can learn the different prints, but that doesn't mean that you're always going to, like, keep that business forever. Like, it's not going to stay stable just because you know fashion. You got to learn the business aspect of it. So my plan was to go to Sinclair for 2 years to do the business administration program. And then I wanted to transfer to like a 4-year college out of state somewhere, hopefully like New York or something like that, just like a nice city, just to learn and understand what I'm doing. But I can also learn fashion on the sides to get to like where I need to be at, you know.
What about you guys?
My only, I guess I could say, fear is like once I start working, I get burnt out super like very quickly because healthcare can be very like mentally and physically taxing. So that's my only fear I can say. Because for me, it's very easy to get burnt out because I'm like an overachiever, so I try to do my best all the time. And if I feel like I'm not doing my best, then I just don't want to do it. So I think that's one fear that I have.
I wouldn't say I have any fears, but if I could think of one, it would be, like you said, getting burnt out. Because like if there's like a lot of kids in the room and there's a lot going on, I have really bad anxiety. So it's like it would be a lot going on, and then I'll start overthinking, and it's like I have to snap myself out of that. So my fear would be not being able to snap myself out of it. If I'm getting so overwhelmed with all these kids, I'm just like what am I supposed to do? But I've always wanted to do it though. I just sometimes think about the other things I could do.
Yeah.
But they don't really
align with you?
Not really. I've always thought about doing childcare.
That's good. And if you did childcare, would you be like, did you want to like own a business that like results in childcare, or were you like thinking like education, like schooling?
I've had both of those in my life. Like I've always wanted to have my own business, like a whole daycare to myself and stuff like that. But also I've thought about teaching. I really, really, really like to teach. Bless you.
Thank you.
I really like to teach. Like when I'm with my little cousins, I help them read. When I'm with my little people at my mom's daycare, I help them clean up, get dressed. Like I love to teach. So pretty much both. Like I feel like I would find a way to mix the both of them in my own kind of way.
That's really good.
So I have a question. What skills are most important in helping you advance in your career?
I feel like for me, leadership is a good thing, but also like being humble about it, because I know that like when you're in a business career setting, like for me personally, like so last weekend I just attended a leadership seminar, and it was at Camp Curran and it was held by Rotary. And it was a lot of leaders, but also a lot of things that I've learned is that when you have like very many strong people, you need to learn sometimes to like take other people's advice. So like we had a group project and I came up with a good idea and another girl came up with a good idea. But sometimes I realized like for the better of the group that I can't always be the leader. So like working together with other people, so like cooperation and leadership is also a good thing for me. And I feel like that would be most beneficial in that business career setting.
That's something that I actually lack, like leadership skills. I feel like I'm more of a not shy, I wouldn't say shy anymore, but I'm more of a person who's more kept to herself. Like I'd rather let other people speak for me than for me to just speak on my own. But I really need to just step it up and be like, you know what? Maybe I need to take over sometimes. Maybe I need to be the voice for people and not just lay back. But it's just hard for me to get out of that. So that's one thing I need to work on in public speaking, especially during presentations, because I could basically talk to like a group of people, like what I'm doing now. It's much easier to like speak about things with like a group of people. But once it comes to presenting from an entire classroom, that's another thing. That's where it's like, oh, everything I learned is out of my head. Like I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. But I did get into a pageant, I think last year, or no, that was 2 years ago, my bad. And it basically kind of helped me develop my public speaking. Like it was just really easy to speak to the judges, and it like made me a little bit better at public speaking than I thought I would be, I guess.
Well, that's great. I used to suck at public speaking too. I don't really know how I got out of it. I think I just started talking more because I talk all the time, like with my friends and stuff. So I just kind of started talking more, and like at work, I talk all the time. But like I have to be comfortable first. I think it's more of a comfortability thing. One skill that I need to like that would be beneficial for me is working on procrastination, because I procrastinate all the time, and it's so bad. Like I just procrastinated my homework Like I literally like I was like, I'm gonna take a nap. And I took a nap longer than I was supposed to, and I once didn't finish my assignment. It's not due till Friday, but I like to have my stuff due before due dates, so then I have time for other things. And I'll just like sit around, or I'll be on TikTok or like Instagram, and I'm like, I really need to do my homework. Like I really need to do this. And it's like I want to, I just can't. And then I end up like randomly locking in and getting it all done. I was like, I could have did this hours ago. It's not even that hard.
Yeah.
I don't know why I procrastinate so much, but I need to figure that out.
Mine, also with public speaking, the way I got out of it was developing butterflies, which is really weird because before I even joined, it was like I didn't even talk. Like I was so quiet to everyone, well, except for my family. I was crazy on my family, but like once I got into the group and I started talking to girls and relating to them, I'm like, what was I scared of? Like they relate to me, I relate to them. We're all going through the same stuff. Even though we're different ages, we all like go through the same things. But with the question, patience.
Yeah.
That's one skill I need to learn more of. Because I feel like I'm a patient person, but if it's like certain things that just drive me crazy, I need to learn how to just take time to myself and calm down.
And I think like especially in like with kids, patience is going to be key. And I know that like we're YLAG, but I want to know like a lot more. Like, what do you do in your club that you're in?
I say this to every person who asks me about this, but really we just have fun. Like it's really a getaway from school, from parents, from family, like just everyday stressors. Just to have a few hours with them and we're just playing games, we eat food, we just like, we chill, like we don't do too much. Sometimes if you tell Miss Gina, who is the director, you're having a really bad week or a really bad day, she'll take you in the hallway and just like what's going on? Do you want to talk to everybody about it? You want to talk to me? And instantly it's just like you're back in the groove because it's like there's no bad vibes there. And if it is, we work through it together. Like it's nobody for themselves. We're all sisters. That is our group, the Developing Butterflies. We're growing up together. So that's why I really love that group because we all just know, we learn different life skills together. Like we're all growing up. The big sisters, us as the little sisters, we all just learn different things through the stuff we do. I'm trying to get them to do a podcast too because I'm like we could relate to some people and just like tell our sides of the stories, tell our everything, because the stuff we talk about in group is real stuff, like stress, relationships, toxic, healthy relationships, just certain things that you can't talk about to your family. And I think that that's a good thing for the younger sisters too, because they don't really get to talk about that stuff at home. Some of us don't have moms or sisters who understand. So like, or they have not a very good relationship with their moms or their sisters. I personally don't have a really good relationship with my sister. So that's why I joined the group, so I can have someone like a sister. And I've only been there for almost a year now, and they're all like my sisters.
That's really nice.
Well, that's great.
I think that's really good. So another a question that I had like pertaining to our topic was that if you could get advice from any professional in that chosen career, what do you think that like a question you would ask them would be?
I think a question that I would ask more so, I think anyone in nursing, is how they stay, like how was their experience and how did they stay focused? Because I think I could have like a really hard time staying focused, especially I went to be a freshman in college and there's parties and just balancing, more so balance, like how did you balance like friends, relationships, family, sports, extracurriculars, all in like the span of like 4 to 6 years, and how did you do it? I think that's a question I would ask, because that's something that I've been thinking about recently. Like I don't know how I'm gonna do this, because I've been doing good with like, oh, and on top of that, work. I've been doing good with like work, friends, school, but like potentially relationships and family, and it's just like been a thing I've had on my mind recently.
It's a really good question. What about you guys?
For me, I guess basically the same thing. Like, I just want to know how to not just be all over the place, like have myself together, focus on what's the main reason for me being in college, why am I here in the first place, and also how do I have fun on my own time, how do I not be this tired and like depressed, and how do I like keep the positive energy that I wanted before I started.
That's really good. What about you?
I think the same balance. And me, I'm not a very organized person, and I sometimes overwhelm myself. So it would also be how to keep myself on a schedule. But I understand what you were saying about the partying and stuff, because I feel like I'm too much of a people pleaser. Like, I hate saying no to people. I really don't like saying no. So it's like, if somebody asked me to go somewhere and I say no, they would just be like, oh, come on, it'll be fun. I would cave in because I really don't like saying no to people. And people, I'm too gullible. Like, my mom has told me, like, you gotta
Say no.
speak up, like, talk.
Yeah.
Like, speak up, girl, because I be just talking down to myself too much, which I really want to get over. I've been doing better with that. As I'm a big cousin now. So my 12-year-old cousin told me the other day, I don't like myself. Because some girl told her that. And I'm like, first of all, who said that? But, like, I had to tell her, like, and I feel like a hypocrite. Because I'm telling her, you got to say you're pretty. You got to say you're beautiful to yourself. And I don't even do that sometimes. So I've been trying to do better with that. And I'm like, I really just got to learn how to say no to myself and everyone else, because I know that I'm better than what I am. I'm trying to further my career, like, with school, and then I've never had a job before. I did just do an interview the other day. So, like, I don't know how it is to, like, balance work, school, home, because I've never had a job. But I know how it is balancing school and home. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So it's like adding a job onto that is going to be, I don't even know. Like, I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be crazy.
That's so honest, because I remember today I was at track practice and I was talking to one of my friends and I was like, really, like, this time next year, like, for me personally, I'll be, like, ending high school. And I was like, I am so set on, like, a schedule. I'm, like, a very busy person, and sometimes I feel like that's frustrating to me, but I constantly have something to do. So, like, I don't know what it's gonna be like when I don't have that thing to do. Because going to college, like, I know that I do sports right now, but I'm not sure if I want to do sports in college because, like you said, like, with the activities, but also, like, balancing schooling. And I've never kind of been in that, like, school environment where it's not, like, I would say right now, my parents, like, obviously they expect me to get good grades and everything, but before high school, like, starting, I was very hard on myself about my grades. Like, I always wanted this, but I also feel like as I'm getting older and as I'm getting more freedom, like, I really need to, like, reel it back in and, like, be so, like, strict on that. So, like, for me, college is just, like, I'm not going to have someone that are, like, constantly, like, reminding me, like, this is due, this is that. And, like, in your teachers specifically in college, like, we've talked about this a lot at my school, like, your teachers are really, they're like professors. It's a real big difference between a professor and a teacher. Your teachers are there for you, and your professors are there to really just do their job and teach everyone. So it's just like that, going out of your way. Like, you really have to, like, advocate for yourself to make sure that you're understanding it. So I feel like I won't have a really big problem going into college because I'm, like, good at reaching out to other people, but also it's, like, internally I need to make sure that I'm, like you said, like, advocating. Like, sometimes I need to say no, because a lot of the times, like, especially, like, clubs in school, like, I'll be like, yes, like, I can do this, and then I'll do that, and I'll just be constantly running over the place. So I feel like switching into, like, my future, my career, like, with what I want to do the rest of my life, I need to make sure that I'm making, like, myself my priority, and then the rest of this stuff as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. Where do you guys see yourselves in 10 years? Like, do you guys see yourselves working in the career that we talked about, or do you guys see yourselves switching up, maybe having your business on your own,
In 10 years, well, I graduate turning 21 from college, so I see myself working, so, like, after I graduate, working for, like, a year, and then because you have to work a year to be a travel nurse and then end up traveling and then just continuing that until like I want to do something else, which I thought about teaching or going back to like where I work now, like a nursing home, once I like I'm kind of finished and still want to do nursing, but still want to like be relaxed and be able to have time to do things with like family or friends. So yeah, hopefully that works out the way that I wanted to. I'm pretty sure it should. So go back to the point you made about like both of you made with like people pleasing. I used to be like that so bad. It's my senior year, and recently I just had to. My friends wanted to go to a basketball game, but I had homework to do, and I told them no, and they did feel some type of way about it, and I did kind of feel bad. But I'm like, well, I have to put me first. Like you just gotta remember to put you first because you're the one that has to do the work. This is your grade. This is your life. Like you have to do things for yourself because if you won't do it, then who else will, you know?
Yeah.
So like it was hard, like it was really hard to tell them no because I'm used to telling them yes all the time, like yeah, I'll go, but I'm not really big on basketball games anyway. So I would just like slowly try to, you know, advocate for yourself and like stay like true to yourself and like do things for yourself. And if the people around you get upset at you or mad at you, then they're probably not your friends, like seriously.
With that, I feel like that's growth, because seeing where I am now and where I was a while ago, girl, what were you doing? Like, I used to literally say yes to everyone, no matter what they asked me to do. I would get in trouble for people, like, and I had to look at myself like, okay, enough is enough. Like, you gotta lock in. So I started going back to church. I started taking time for myself, surrounding myself by people who actually love me for who I am, not telling me to change my ways, people who weren't doing stuff they weren't supposed to. Like, I feel like we're normalizing things that should not be normalized. And seeing people my age or younger hurting themselves by the choices that they're making is actually, like, just insane to me. Yeah. But in 10 years, I see what you were saying about the spending time with family because I feel like we sometimes take family for granted. Yeah. Like distant family, close family, like some things we just take them for granted. And we need to spend more time with our family, our older family members. Because, you know, you don't know how long you have with them. And I don't feel like I would still be doing childcare. I feel like I would change it up. I've always thought about being a beautician as well. So that might be where I am a little later down the line. I don't think I'll always be doing childcare though.
Honestly, that's a good question. For me, in 10 years, I would say, like, to answer that question, I kind of think of me younger. Like you said, if you look back, like a couple months ago, I was like really thinking and I was like, me at 8, like I remember doing this. I used to like draw a picture and I would like imagine how I would look like when I turned 16. So like turning 16 was like a big like major moment because I was like, I always wanted to be 16. So like I feel like if I looked at like 8-year-old me looked at me now, like I wouldn't be upset. I'd be proud. So like for me, looking to my future, I always think about the future. So like I'm hoping that I'm doing something like that I'm wishing that I'm doing right now. Like I'm hoping that I'm making this like the right decisions and that I'm like still majoring in business, and by then like I think in 10 years I'll be 26. So like by then I'm hoping personally to be like getting ready to get married, like starting a family, and then like also like really going into the career field because I'll graduate at, I think I graduate like 22, 23. So like those couple years from between 23 and 26, like really getting into my career, and then like hopefully by 26, like being put at a firm or a place that I want to major in.
See, for me, I think I lack, back to the whole people pleaser conversation, I feel like I lack like caring enough about like random people. Like I feel like if someone were to have like a problem with me, or I just randomly have a feeling, oh, this person doesn't like me, I'm just like, well, who cares? What if I just give them a reason to not like me? But then it's like, no, what if I'm just judging? Because at the end, it always ends up me just judging, like, oh, this person doesn't like me. But then I start talking to that person and it's like, oh, wait, this person does like me. Never mind. Like, maybe I just need to not judge. Like, I feel like in the future, I need to just not be so closed off and just ready to say, oh, no, just off of just first impressions. Like, I do that with a lot of men in my life. Like, I feel like with valid reasons sometimes. But like I feel like every time like a guy would try to be friendly with me or like nice to me, it's just like you never know because of like my past experiences. It's just like maybe I might end up being a little bit nicer as a person instead of just being mean. Maybe I just wait and see. If that person is like, ooh, straight up mean, then it's like, okay, then you're gonna get the reaction. But if it's like, oh, hi, how are you? I'll just be a normal human being. I'll just be like, hi, how are you? Like, I just shouldn't have to always be like, ooh, I'm not going to talk to this person. Like, I'm going to ignore them because I feel like they don't like me. And they're going to say something crazy about me. But in 10 years, I'll be like 28. I wish I could just say, oh, I'm going to be rich. Like, I'm going to have a mansion and all that. I'm going to live everywhere. Honestly, I do hope that is true. I would love to be a young, rich millionaire, but not billionaire because they anyways, but yeah, I just hope that I just become a nicer person and just try to open up a little more and just not shut myself out. And I have my little business on the side and I quit my little corporate job.
Yeah. Well, that's great. Does anyone have any closing statements?
Honestly, I really liked like our topic. I feel like especially with what you were saying, we all kind of talked about like how some of our problems that we have, but also like things that we need to work on for the future as well, to kind of just add to like our future ambitions and careers.
I mean, I would say going along with the people pleasing again, because I feel like that's such a big struggle. I would love to shake that habit and not do it, but I just know deep down there's always going to be a little part of me that's just going to be like, all right, I feel kind of bad.
Yeah.
And I know how I feel, how you feel. Like when I'm looking at somebody, like I don't like their vibe.
Yeah.
I don't
My
like it.
entire lab.
It's and then I go on to that person with negative energy, and it's like I'm the problem, not you.
Yeah.
It's me. So I'm like, I feel bad, but sometimes you have to be a little hostile, because people will take advantage of you.
Thank you, Nina, again. And thank you for listening.
Bye.
Street filled with dreams, planting seeds, yo, you know what it means. Volunteer vibes, energy unmatched, building our empire, every goal attached. Young